Hey y'all, welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. I'm Jennifer. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to share with you guys 3 meals that we had to eat this past week that we really enjoyed. We are a busy family of 4 with a couple of picky eaters here, so we always really go for easy and quick meals that we can get on the table and get everybody fed and happy. So if that sounds good to you and you have not subscribed yet, I would love for you to go ahead and do that really quick. Make sure you click all on notifications so YouTube will notify you every single time I upload a video. Alrighty, you guys, let's get on into it. You guys, this first meal was so easy. I found this recipe on Pinterest, so I will link it below for you. You can also go ahead and screenshot the ingredients here if you think you may like to make this. All right, first here I have 1 pound of shrimp that I have went ahead and removed the shells from, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw some salt on them, and then I'm gonna give them a good stir to distribute the salt. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and boil some water for my noodles here. I always love to use this Cavender's Greek seasoning. It just gives the noodles such a great flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and cook my noodles based on the recommendation on the box, and after they are done cooking, I'm just gonna set them aside for later. All right, so in a large skillet here, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my butter and my olive oil. And once the butter is melted, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my minced garlic and my red pepper flakes. So next I'm gonna go ahead and let these 2 ingredients cook until my garlic is browned. Now, I usually always overcook my garlic, I know, but I try not to. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and add my shrimp in, and I'm gonna let it cook until it is opaque. Alrighty, so once I get these little fellers cooked up, I'm gonna go ahead and get them out of the pan here, but I am gonna leave behind the butter and the garlic. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more butter in. And then I'm gonna add in my white wine, and I'm gonna allow that to simmer for just a few minutes. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and take a peek at these noodles real quick. They just looking mighty fine over here. All right, back to my skillet. We're gonna go ahead and add in the lemon juice and also a dash of salt. All right, so now I'm adding my shrimp back, and I'm gonna allow that to cook for just a minute. And then next you'll see I'll go ahead and add in some parsley. And no, I didn't have any fresh parsley, so you know, it is what it is. All right, the last step here is we are going to go ahead and add some noodles into this mixture. And the recipe says to toss to combine, but I'm sorry, I just ain't throwing noodles around in this house. So this is as good as it gets. All right, so here is the finished dish, and oh my goodness, look out, Red Lobster, SMD in the house. Here's my plate. I served this with those delicious breadsticks we get just about every single week in our grocery haul. have y'all ever tried homemade fries in your air fryer? If not, and you have an air fryer, you gotta. I just tossed these in some olive oil and salted them, and then I used the French fry option on my air fryer, and we were in business. All right, let's get to work on these hamburger steaks. There's a drive-in here in my town that has the best hamburger steak plate ever. But when you're on a budget, you gotta do what you gotta do. And these hamburger steaks were delicious. Here I have 1 pound of ground beef, and I'm gonna go ahead and season them with some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder to taste. Alrighty, let's get down in there with our hands. Always make sure you don't overwork your cow. You don't want it to be tough, so just be easy with it, okay? Alright, so here I use my kitchen scale to make sure that each one weighed the same because of OCD tendencies. I'm going to go ahead and use my hamburger press to make them nice and flat. Alright, so here I've heated some oil in my pan, and now I'm going to go ahead and add these patties in to cook, and depending on the thickness, you will cook them from anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes per side. And also, you could always throw in some onion in to cook here at the end, which is something my mom always did, but honestly, I didn't even think about it this night. Alright, so once they're done, I'm going to go ahead and remove them from the skillet and set them aside while I get everything else plated up. Alright, and I served this with some homemade beef gravy. Yeah, right. Thank you, Heinz, for helping this night. Maybe next time. Simple, easy, and delicious, you guys. Oh, yes. Alright, if y'all saw my vegetable beef stew recipe a couple of weeks ago, you will see that this is similar, but it doesn't take as long because guess what? We don't have beef tips to cook in this and get all tender. So this one's going to go really quick, guys. We've got 4 to 5 potatoes peeled and cubed here, and you will see over on the other side, I've got my hamburger cooking. I've got 1 can of beef broth and 1 can of petite diced tomatoes that I'm adding in here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 can of cream of mushroom and 1 can of Great Northern beans that I have rinsed and drained. You could also use small lima beans if you prefer that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in it's a little less than a half of a bottle of tomato juice. I kind of just added in what I had left. All right, and then next I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Poor Harry. Next I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 packet of onion soup mix. And I'm going to give this a stir before I realize that I'm missing some stuff. Oh yeah, the vegetables. Haha. 1 12-ounce bag of frozen mixed vegetables. I'm going to go ahead and give that a good mix. All right, now that the hamburger's done, I'm going to go ahead and add that in, and we'll get that all mixed together. Now I'm gonna go ahead and place my lid on top, and I'm gonna cook this on medium for about 30 minutes to allow time for my potatoes to cook. And look at that soup, y'all. So good. See, was that not easy? OMG. It was very good, and it was cold outside, so it was perfect. I served this with a grilled cheese on the side, and everyone was happy. Alrighty, my friends, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have found some quick and easy meal inspiration here. If so, make sure you give me a great big old thumbs up, and until next time, keep them fed.